Hello, this is EvereTT Pierce, and today is December the 21st, 2016. And we have 231. This is duly noted 14D. 14D. Now, what I'm going to talk about today, which is still essentially the topic of Flint, Michigan in the water system, water, which is mainly composed of what our bodies are. And okay, now what I'm about to show you is it should piss you off. It pissed me off. Now, in our house, when I take a shower, I call that my sanctity. Meaning that you could have a day full of crap and working hard and everything. You come home, you want to take a shower. You know how a shower is supposed to make you feel good? It's like a way of recharging your physical, your spiritual, mind, body, and spirit. Okay? So I consider that my sanctity, at the bare minimum, that I need to kind of wash off, if anything metaphorically, symbolism. So when I get in a shower and it doesn't feel right, I get out of the shower and I'm not feeling like the way I'm supposed to feel, then we got a fucking problem. You say, Ever, you cuss a lot. Well, the thing is, when you say please and thank you, people seem to forget about you. So I have, being a teacher of teachers, I got to make damn sure you remember what the hell I said. Otherwise, I look like a pathetic teacher. Okay. After I show you what okay. So I'm taking showers and I'm feeling crappy. My sanctity is not there. I drink the water. It is not there. And say, well, why don't you just go buy filtered water? They sell water in the store. Huh. Okay, so in order to get clean water, I have to buy it. God forbid they fucking put clean water through the pipes. And the many things that partakes in clouding our water system, as we are learning with Flint, Michigan. And I said, okay, I'm going to do my part, my responsibility. Mind you, I make $600 a month. I'm on disability because being retarded, you can be, as they say, because we have SSI, we have disability. So being too smart can also be a fucking disability too. And I have to understand all facets of the economics. So that way people can't say, well, Ever, you don't know what it's like to be poor because you're a millionaire. So I have to understand all levels. So it sucks. It's like I put out my effort. People on a take. And God forbid someone goes to paypal.me/EvereTT Pierce, EvereTT PI.erce, and give back a token of their appreciation, their love gift. But see, people are so inclined to do this, take, and then you wonder why your checking account is bankrupt. So the knowledge in which I have is priceless. Can you imagine I put a video out and I put a price tag, okay, $1.2 million. And a lot of people sit back and say, you gotta be fucking shitting me. He's crazy. Well, maybe not as crazy as some people would like to believe. Okay, as we know with Flint, Michigan, in the water system there, essentially it looked like a bunch of donkeys were in that water shitting and pissing. Now, not saying that's what's actually happening, of course. But when you see the water and it's brown, it makes you wonder what all is in that water other than rust. Now, rust is usually red, not brown. Okay, so I went to the extent of finding a way to put a reverse osmosis, 5-phase reverse osmosis on the drinking water. Because if I'm going to buy it in the store, I might as well have it here, and then I don't have to carry all this water. So our filter system, which is right around I think it was right around $250, give or take. And so they, in this is these filters. Now these filters, just so you don't think I'm trying to deceive you. Now, if I wet these things down, just like your hair, you know, you could be a blonde, but if you wet it down, you look more, it looks more brown. I mean, it's darker in notion. Now, just take notice, I could fill this back up with water and it would be even darker brown than this. But I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to use the element of trying to deceive you. I'm not going to show you what it looks like when it's dried out. If you can look up here close. Now, in this video, here's the second filter. There's 3 filters. This is the third one. I mean, by the time it got to the last filter, these 2 took the brunt of it. And if I didn't change it out every 6 months, then the last filter would start turning brown too. This is Arizona. So when they bring up a topic about Flint, Michigan and its horrible water, how could I not believe that shit is happening up there? Because, not saying this is brown. This is not rust color, it's brown. And as we automatically know, when we take a crap, it's also brown. Or different shades of brown. So God knows, I mean, if I take this and analyze it, what's all going through our pipes? Okay, and I say, okay, well, you know, in terms of God, you know, we've heard of the cliche saying, meet God halfway. Okay, even though I don't have $250, be $600 a month, it's got to put a roof over my head, put food in my belly, and I'm going to make damn sure, whatever, if I have to starve. So there were some things that I needed, and I know that I can go weeks, months without eating, and I did that deliberately, not consecutive, but to lower the amount of money I'm spending for food. So I can come up with $250 to get something to filter out my water. And of course, there's standards in there. I don't know where they're at, but I don't care what they tell me. This is what I know about the water system. This is shit brown. Not rust color, shit brown. Okay, so why is this coming through my water system in Arizona? It's like the standards of water. It's like, okay, they got the standards here. Is it the minimum? What do you mean minimum? You should have your standards there. If I pour that out of the water, of the tap, it's consumable. And not having crystals building up in my thing where I'm stones or something like that. You have to raise your standards in terms of water. So not only does it tell me that a lot of people getting complacent or not doing their job, but capitalism somehow is mixed in it, or corruption is mixed in this. And say, okay, it's not as clean, so more people are out buying water, or they're buying a $250 reverse osmosis, $250. And then we took it one step further, because I'm living with one of my apprentices, and I showed her the facts. And we went out, spent $5,000 on a high-tech filter system that filters all the water coming into the house. It's a lot of money, $5,000, right? But it's priceless compared to when you take a shower and you get out and you're like, oh my God, it feels good. And you may have had one of the most horrible days you've ever had. Okay, so we're still paying on it. Okay, we're biting the expense on this. But now it makes me thinking, why do we not have higher standards on our water? Why do we not have more higher qualified individuals looking after our water, governing our water? And it's like, you're telling me, because what it's looking like, it's like it's governed at that level to promote sales in other areas. Are you fucking shitting me? No. Let this be we hold these truths to be self-evident. This is real, folks. And it's dry. So there's no indication on here that this is wet whatsoever. Two of the three filters. And it was before 6 months. So I was fired up. And then I got deja vu and I remember things of the past. And yeah, man, I just had to shut everything off. I couldn't listen to any more news. I just had to stay in my room and shut the freaking lights off. And I was like, I can't believe what people are doing out there. Because it will be your undoing. It only takes one time being complacent, not to mention that you have to consume this, not to mention what Flint had to go through. But you get complacent. All it takes is ISIS to somehow filter in there, and they put some kind of chemical warfare in our water, and you will kill people in the millions, 300 million Americans. You know how easy it is, like California, highest population in blue, Democrats. You know how quickly that ISIS could kill California? Real quickly. You say, well, they buy all their water because they're from Harvard. No, but they also bathe with it. They also cook with it. And they say, well, they use the water, bottled water, to cook with it, but they still bathe in it. When you're dealing chemical warfare, it gets absorbed through your skin. You don't have to consume it. And if you're lucky, you die before you feel the most excruciating pain ever. Not saying that's what ISIS has. But if they dirty our water, and this chemical warfare, you can't see it. You can't smell it. You don't know it's there until you test for it using high-tech machines. So, do I know something about the water system? Say the least. So $250 and then $5,000 with a filter system. It's a high-tech with the salt and everything. So if nothing else, in my shitty fucking world of being $600 a month, because I hold to certain principles and certain paths and I keep moving forward, regardless of where I'm at. But God damn it, I'm going to go in the shower, I'm going to feel good, and I drink some water, I'm going to feel good. So in the standards of our waters, yeah, I would take a really aggressive approach on that. If I can't prove intent, okay, I'm going to start laying the boundaries. You want to be part of this position? You have the love and passion for the people? Okay, but be willing to know if you fall short of it, then I have the right, and I will be founded. I'll walk straight up to you with no hard feelings, and I will shoot you right between the eyes. Because we cannot have the liberties of you slacking up. If you have the love and passion, you have the skill sets, and they're well developed, and you're on it, you know what the hell's going on, as much as you best that you can, and I come to you and you can give me enough answers that fills in that, yeah, you're doing your best, but other things are keep pushing you down. But when you don't and can't come up with answers, then I have to see you like ISIS. You're here because of you is what is going to make ISIS successful. Killing millions, 300 million Americans. All they have to do is be successful in the millions. And then the pandemonium. Oh my God, we're under attack. And then people start doing stupid shit. And then they further exacerbate it. Make things worse. So I know a few things when it comes to water. And I don't come to you with false shit. Fake information. Fake news. I haven't been in Michigan. Well, it was a long time ago and I don't even remember it. So, just by my observation here, if this is the lesser the evil, God Almighty, I can imagine what FLINT Michigan has gone through and what their future generations are yet to go through. It's horrible. And that's why I would, if I have to stop the freaking government, all the senators and everything, no, we're stopping right now. And the focus is getting this issue focused. Not only does that show other nations, we handle our shit. But if you remotely in this process say, well, I think I need a $30,000 bonus for my time, and say, then you're fucking out of here. You're here because you have the love and passion for the American people. And you will be here if you didn't get paid. So let's resolve this fucking issue, and now it's not take 151 years to do it. People's lives are in jeopardy. And then we get sued because we're not doing our job. Then it costs taxpayers more money. I mean, it's meant to be simple. Simple, using your compassion, using your emotions. And you say, well, why do we even have emotions? Okay, because our emotions allow us to identify the wrong. Because if you're pushing conviction and you flip that coin, I'm going to get pissed. Then it tells me something's wrong. And then I make my observation and say, oh, okay, because they went up here and then they pushed it too far. That's what made me angry. You have to understand both elements. Then you know what you're working with. It's like, the people, the very specific people that wear the things down, you can't even see their face. That is warfare, spiritual warfare. And they're saying, oh, this is part of my religion. No, it's warfare. When people back then were trying to kill them, they were trying to come up with ways for self-preservation. There's nothing wrong with that. But it can also, on the reverse side of that sword, symbolism, salvation, and your death, they could be amongst your city. Everything seems normal. Then all of a sudden, 100 people start flipping out, and they're not even women. They got AK-47s, they got bombs strapped, and then they hand you your fucking ass, and all they have to be is a 7-pound foot. And then they spread pandemonium. Oh my God, we're under attack. Like what's happened in Berlin, Germany. That's a sample of a sample. I don't know what, that's what's frustrating. When you're on the evolution of, say, 9, you got evolution 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And it's like, I feel like I'm talking to a caveman. Okay, but if you went back in time and you talk to a caveman, you pull your phone out and you say, Google Gaga, this is my smartphone. And he might think you're there to kill him. So I'm not trying to degrade you guys, but I do. I feel like I'm talking to a fucking caveman. With a lot of people out there. And everyone's on different degrees. It's like, be humble. It's like, but let your path and what you want to accomplish, let it be 4 billion years in the future. Then we can take time. Once we get across that finish line, then we can look back and say, yeah, we shouldn't have done that. We shouldn't have done this. And that was horrible. And that was horrible. Let's get to level 2 of leadership. No life has ever done that. And we are in the best of position ever in 1,000 or 1,000,000 resets. Because every reset equals 4 billion years. Like what I said is Abraham Lincoln. 407 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation. 4 scores. For every score is 20 years. You have 4 of them. That's 80. Plus 7. 87. These are usually associated as God numbers. But all the numbers are a creation of God. Okay, so 407 years ago. Anything I said is Abraham Lincoln, you can rest assured you can take that out 50 million miles. If you understand my coding. And why I brought this out. Why I would say I would spend 3 hours sharpening a fucking axe. Because I want to make damn sure that son of a bitch I can shave with it. Because I only have to spend 10 minutes chopping that tree down. But not where you get so engulfed in it where now you don't have time to chop a tree down. So we can go on and on and on and on. And all I'm asking, and be even humble when I say this to you, stop being a caveman or cavewoman. To me, you're like caveman. It's like you can't think beyond the box. You got all these limitations, and you won't allow yourself to do that. You won't allow yourself to be humble. You won't. It's like if you can't have it, your entitlement. If you can't have it, you're going to make every effort to make sure that son of a bitch can't get it too, and then you both lose. That's frustrating. We have to work together like our number system to remain considered superior. So we're in the best of position of hitting level 2 of leadership. But that's going to require us all coming together, putting a plan together, putting a goal together, and not have to go back 4 billion years because you didn't get your shit right, and then now we're under wars breaking out. You're jumping the conclusion about things, making assumptions, conjectures about other nations, and they get pissed off, and all it takes one person to jump prematurely, and then everyone's shooting missiles, and then Armageddon comes in, which is a fancy word of saying evolutionary reset. God has to come in with mercy, like I was saying in the previous things, is you will be in such misery and horror. I mean, one day in hell, what you vision as hell would be like Disneyland compared to the hell that is still at the threshold today. So, let's just take a deep breath, people. Jesus. Let's take time to understand each other. Let's give everyone the benefit of the doubt. Unless they've proven beyond a shadow of a doubt, they're trying to screw you in the... I'll try to be nice this time around. But we have to target these essential things. Otherwise, you're going to be a professional extinctionist. You're going to be, along with the bones of T-Rex and the raptor and other life forms that have been laughing at us the whole time like you do with other people. And I say, they're professional extinctionists. What a freaking idiots they are. And you say, I build the wall. I build a company. I have $1 billion. And they're going to say, I don't give a shit. You're extinct. That's what I can prove right now. Everything else doesn't mean anything. It just tells you couldn't avoid the worst of disasters. That's all it tells me as a life form. And you represent less than 1% of the life out there. You rest assured there are other planets out there. They're looking upon us. Oh, they think they're superior. They think they're better than us. Like I hear all the time with me. Oh, you think you know it all. Well, I just happen to know a lot of things. Is there something wrong with that? You know, they're going to, when we fail, if we fail, we become extinct. They're going to be laughing at you. Like the various things that we see with human behavior. What a pathetic fool. And so, well, he built the wall. No. Oh, he's a billionaire. Oh, no. Oh, he ran, a mile in less than 6 seconds. That means shit. That doesn't mean shit if you're a bag of bones next to T-Rex. He's an extinctionist. That's what I can prove in the court of law. You got T-Rex, you got the human race, and say, Your Honor, all that we can prove today is the human race is an extinctionist, a professional extinctionist. And the judge says, okay, court adjourned. And you say, he's a billionaire. Well, we can't prove it now because they're dead. We have no witnesses to testify. Hey, I know my sense of humor needs a little more development. But that's the side effect of being really strong in terms of logic and also being a higher level of evolution. But having a good sense of humor and laughing and enjoying yourself is also very important too. So, I could go on and on and on with these videos, all the way down to Z, and we'll go double A, double B, but I think I've made my point in terms of being a lawyer, and we're in a case in a court of law. Let's get something done with our freaking water. Let's not be governed where we're trying to set our water standards to promote other sales. Meet people halfway. It's like, if anything, if you have bad water in there, at least set it up in a way where the people maybe at raw cost and say, okay, it costs $1,000 for that whole unit. Okay, well, charge them $2,000. But they go out there and maximize their profit at $5,000, and they'll say, well, shit, I can't afford that. You say, okay, $1,000, okay, I'll charge you $1,200 for a system that would normally sell for $5,000. Now you're giving me hope. Now you give me faith. And you say, okay, well, I'm not sure where I'm going to get $1,200, but goddamn it, I'm going to try to meet you halfway on this. And if I if I have to go without food and save $5 here and $5 there, not go out to drink tonight, you'll find in due time that you'll get $1,200, especially when your life depends on it. You will find a way. You know, when you put the element of life in there, it changes the whole demeanor, the whole polarity of things. So if you put we can't prove intent and people are incompetent in this and this, and say, okay, we're going to get rid of that chaos. Okay, from now on, if you want to take this position of our water system and you can't come up with answers, then I'm going to pull out this revolver and I'm going to shoot you between the head. We're going to put you in a casket. We're going to show you love and respect, and there will be no hard feelings. Because we can't afford that, because we got millions and millions and millions of people lives at stake. And then when other nations see that we can't handle our business, we can't do things in a logical and a systematic way, now they're seeing it as we will also put them in jeopardy. And believe me, they're going to say, fuck you, Americans. You're not going to kill us with your stupidity. So we got to keep in mind, we're not the only nation on this planet. And considering the United States is supposed to be the big brothers of big brothers, and we're supposed to unite, United Nations we stand. And that's why a lot of these nations are pissed off at us, and they doubt us, and they don't know where our freaking heads are at. So that's about as the low level of me on this topic. Not my intention to insult anyone. If anything, you're going to walk away from my videos, these 4 parts, if nothing else. It's like, where has been Everett? We needed him years ago. You know, in terms of timing, placement. Here I am. You know, we can start doing and make changes now. And that's what it just, when you think of Trump, let's make America great. And why you have a lot of Americans out there, they know it. They feel it. That's what was driving this train. And despite, like Superman, they tried to deflect Trump. And people were essentially saying, fuck you. We're 10 foot and bulletproof. And we're moving on. This is the Trump train, mister. We're tired of doing shit over and over and over and over again. It's 4 billion years in the future, baby. So that's what's driven. But we had to put fairness. Now that the Democrats, so entitlement, that if they ain't going to have it, no one else is. That shit's over with. You have to revamp your system. We have finally got it. Even after I show appreciation, because your skill sets of the negative have been effective in that way of stopping us 1,000,000 times of resets. But you have lost it. I knew there was a point in which you were going to flip that coin and you're going to fuck up, just like I was explaining with this flint. It only takes one time you lose it. Then it's gone. Forever gone, just like death. When you die, that's it. Except for there's reincarnation, which you refuse to take in as being a realism of evolution. Oh, I'm going to end it right there. But it just, yeah, there is a lot of emotions in this. You know, when you remember horrifying after horrifying after horrifying, and then I'm drinking, you know, not saying it was killing me, but I knew enough that I didn't feel right. You know, even with clean water, I still have my headaches. Well, maybe because I fell on my fucking head. You know, and I had to restructure my brain, my body, so I'm not paralyzed. So there's a lot of things. You know, we really need to stop and think. You know, I love everyone out there. I don't care if you're ISIS. ISIS, I love you. But on the same token, I can't allow you to kill us Americans. We have to protect our future generations. Or Taliban, or whoever fuck you are. So, I love everyone. Merry Christmas, everyone.